Yes, your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is September 23rd, 2020. Shout out to my man Wyatt Sparks, one of my premium YouTube members, for the song request. Gucci Mane, first day out the feds. I love this comment too. He said, CB, you know old Craig Wright is going to use the snitching on somebody and get out of jail free cards faster than Tekashi 6ix9ine. I don't know. I mean, who is he going to snitch on, himself? I don't see any way he can get out of this one, brother, but we shall see. Welcome to another episode, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Today, we're going to look at this DeFi depression it seems like we're in. Is there an end in sight? Oh my God, so many coins getting slaughtered right now. We'll take a look at this article out of Cointelegraph that talks about Uniswap being down 57% and a few other coins like Sushi, Curve, Yam. We'll talk about Yam, of course, today. That's the main topic. We'll take a look at what this means for us and how you should position yourselves. I'll give you some pointers on what I'm doing and how I'm playing this dive in the markets. I actually think we're near a low, and we'll look at the technicals regarding Bitcoin here in a second. Also, it looks like Ethereum insiders allegedly caught organizing a pump and dump. Wow, this is interesting. And lastly, I'm going to slide in there this Yam situation. I'm telling you, I've been in the Discord rooms, the Telegram rooms, just looking and observing at the sentiment within the Yam community. This was a great write-up from Will Price on Medium. We're going to take a look at this because I think it explains a little bit more on how you can approach and look at this Yam situation. It's not all bad, I'm telling you. It actually is a great opportunity to get back in once again. I'm going to explain my strategy and how you can really benefit from playing this Yam turmoil. I think there is a big opportunity right now and a very, very underappreciated market cap with Yam right now. So we're going to take a look at all three, actually 4 articles today on this episode of My Two Satoshis. Let's get it. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. Take a look at the heat map today. We got Bitcoin down 2.9%, trading at $10,212. Very, very close to critical levels. We'll explain in the next slide. But Ethereum down heavily, 6.7%. Trading at $322, real close to that 250 mark that someone said was coming yesterday. I talked about that in that video, but look at Link, under $8. Wow, this is crazy. Down 9.5%. I never bought, but probably will be buying now. EOS down 5.5%, actually almost 6%, trading at $2.42. So as you can see, I'm not going to read through all of them. It's deep red for most of the alts, with the exception of a couple. But this is a deep, deep red day. But again, this is a blood buy day. This is an opportunity to really dollar cost average. And on the bounce from this trade, you can make a lot of money. And if we take a look at this technical analysis for Bitcoin, wow, look at that. We just touch that trend line. I think that's the end. If we break this trend line, we're in some really, really big trouble. But I personally think that is the bottom. I told you that this spike didn't quite touch it, and we will probably see a move down to actually touch or get very close to touching that trend line, because the market has to be sure. See, bears need to be positive that the bulls are ready to take over, and that's just part of the market psychology. And this is what's happening right now in the crypto space. So I believe we are going to see a bounce off of here and then head higher. And now if we see the opposite scenario where we break below here, well, guess what, guys? We are heading all the way down to $9,200 Bitcoin. Yikes. That's scary, isn't it? I don't think we're going to see that, but that is the alternate scenario. You got to always account for both sides. Don't think you know where the market is going. Be prepared and be reactive, not proactive, when actively trading your funds. And before we get into the nitty gritty, I want to give you guys another reminder. The 1,000 Telos giveaway is coming up again, not this Friday, but the following Friday. Make sure you drop your Telos account name in the comments of any of my videos, and I will make sure I add you to the list. We'll be doing a live giveaway. And if you haven't created yourself a Telos account yet, use the link in the description below to do so. So are we in a DeFi depression? And that is the question posed by Cointelegraph. It says leading DeFi token Uniswap has seen massive losses recently following in footsteps of CRV, that's Curve, and SUSHI. I personally think that Uniswap, of many of the top known DeFi tokens, is the most overvalued, to be honest with you, at this current point. Not talking about what they're going to do in the future. I'm talking about right now. Uniswap is overvalued big time. Look at Uniswap's market capitalization, over $500 million right now. That is just insane for a token that has no actual worth. It has no utility right now. The only thing you can do with the Uni token is literally vote. They don't even have an official pool for you to take your Uni tokens and maybe pair it with Ethereum and then get more Uni tokens. You can only do that with stable coins and wrap BTC at the moment. So, there are other pools that possibly, you can do this with. Of course, anyone can create liquidity, but I'm just saying on Uniswap's actual exchange, they don't have an official one available for you. And people are saying that there's rumors that they're doing another airdrop. Why? There's no reason to do another airdrop. I don't think that's coming. I think that's just clickbait. People trying to get clout and get more views on YouTube for doing that. So me personally, no, I'm a realist. I don't think there's going to be another Uniswap drop. I don't understand why there would even be another one. To be honest with you, that would only make the price of it go lower. So if you're holding Uniswap, you don't want another airdrop, because that's going to add additional supply to the markets. But we'll see what happens with that whole rumor. A lot of losses in the last few weeks from DeFi. I'm talking about between 50 and 80% at this point in many of the major coins that are related to DeFi. But one other major loser in the previous week was Curve DAO token and Uniswap and SushiSwap. And then next to that one, guys, was the biggest decentralized exchange token, which they did a surprise out of nowhere, basically stimulus package for the crypto markets. And they've seen a substantial correction of about 57%. But I don't even think of this as a correction like that unless you outright bought the tokens. I don't know why you would. These DeFi tokens, with the exception of, we're going to talk about this today, one you should possibly be outright buying simply because of, I think, market inefficiencies going on right now. But we'll talk about that in a second. But you should not be outright buying Uniswap. You should at minimum create an LP token and mine Uniswap tokens. That's what should be going on right now. They've got listed a couple of charts for Uniswap, and this one is showing the red zone here is an area of resistance and an area of support that we saw actually Uniswap bounce off of. That could be a ground level area for you to buy if you wanted to buy for whatever reason. You want to just speculate, sure, why not? I guess I wouldn't, again, as I just told you guys. But that's where we are with Uniswap on the 6-hour chart. To me, anyone who had an airdrop, it was free money. So it's not like you could really lose from this. You haven't lost anything if it was gifted to you in an airdrop. So really, I mean, that's how you should really look at it, unless you were out there buying it, which was...
It's like I picked the wrong week to put amphetamines.
Now, Sushi on the other hand, is a token that you would possibly buy because you are looking to get into, maybe the sushi party pool, right? They're right now yielding about 8.4% monthly and 100% yearly. So this is a reason for you to actually buy Sushi, is to pair it with Ethereum, and then you'll get back Sushi tokens. All right, so that is a reason for you, and they have a 4.8 times reward right now. So the pool receives 4.8x of base reward. So there's an incentive to buy Sushi. So I can understand that. But they said, of course, if the price of Sushi loses $1.30, which honestly it has, it's at $1.27. If it loses that marker, a further downtrend could become likely, in which Fibonacci extensions has to be used for negative price discovery. So it's not Fibonacci extensions at that point, it's Fibonacci retracements, if you're going to look at it that way on the downside. I'm not following Curve, so I can't give you my analysis on that, but I would say if you're going to buy a DeFi token, a Sushi would be one to look at. I'm all about looking at market caps, and the market cap for Sushi right now is $127 million. Very low for a DeFi platform or ecosystem that has a decent amount to offer you. All right, from yielding to the actual Sushi bar, which is yielding you about 44.3% of APY. That's compounding APY. So that's huge, right? You can literally just take your Sushi tokens and stake them in the Sushi bar and collect fees. Basically, you're splitting all fees within the exchange over there in SushiSwap with everyone else. And so this is a neat site you guys can look at, app.boring.finance, for the bar and seeing who all is serving up right now. This actually has utility right now. You can put your hands on. There's something tangible there for you to have a reason to hold sushi, right? Uniswap, not at all. That market cap needs to come down literally in the 100 million, even maybe even lower than that. I know it probably won't. I'm just letting you know where it should be at this point until they add more services, more for you to actually benefit from holding Uniswap, which I think will come in the future. So I think the market is really putting a future price on Uniswap right now that's maybe not deserving. I don't know. We'll have to see. But a token that I think is not deserving of its current pummeling is Yam. Okay, Yam, guys, we know the rebasing is going on. So, you know, the price drop looks worse than it actually is. Every time you have a rebase, you get additional tokens. They have a whole equation on how they do rebasing, but essentially the rebasing started on Monday, and when a rebase initiates, it's done 10 rebases, but that's done 2 times a day. So that means there are 5 continuous days of rebasing at the current level. The first rebase that we had Monday was the, I think, biggest hard-hitting rebase, and that really hurt a lot of the early adopters of the token. This is why Yam is in turmoil right now. The community is. They're pissed at how first mover advantage or earlier adopters are actually being penalized for holding the token and actually involving themselves into the ecosystem. That is a big issue. I'm seeing it in the Telegram and Discord rooms. The sentiment is very bad, and you know, it's an experiment, right? A lot of people were holding the token, not understanding what was going to happen, what rebasing was. Look up rebasing and look at Ampleforth as a model on how Yam will operate. So Yam will rebase, meaning adding additional supply to the overall token amount every 12 hours if the price of Yam is above $1.05. If the price of Yam goes below 95 cents, then it will do a negative rebasing or debasing, where it will take away coins from your wallet every 12 hours. That's how it works. It's trying to keep itself in between 95 and $1.05. That's the point. Doesn't mean it's going to stay there. That's just what it's going to continually try to do. So the price of Yam could go from where it is today at $1.35 and a market cap. Look at this market cap, guys. 10 million. Come on. This is grossly undervalued and underappreciated. And this is why I think this is a great time to actually outright buy the token and just hold it. Eventually, people will come in and see how undervalued this token is, and when you'll at least get a 2x out of it. I personally think a possibly 10x once the overall markets turn around. So you're talking about this coin going back to $13. To me, that's not even out of the realm of possibility when you have other major coins like Sushi with a valuation of 127 million in market cap. And if you want to compare apples to apples, you have to take a look at Ampleforth, which has a market cap of $111 million. So you can see where I'm going with this. Clearly, Yam is undervalued, I think, by 9x. Easily 9x. But again, a lot of people got hurt with Yam because they didn't understand how this whole situation was going. I put a small amount in, an amount where if I lost it all, it wouldn't hurt me too bad. It would hurt, but it wouldn't hurt me too bad. I took out my actual tokens right before the conversion from V2 to V3, and then I got back in and actually created some liquidity pool tokens for Yam V3, and I've lost 50% of my money so far, pretty much because of impermanent loss. And I've told you guys a little bit about that, and that's fine. I think how I'm going to counteract that is to just outright buy Yam, and when we see an increase, it's going to cover the loss, the 50% loss I had in the LP token. But the thing is, I think this is one major point I want to drive home about Yam. I believe where they kind of, want to say it's a mistake or not. I don't know how you want to look at it. But I think what they did with the V2 conversion to V3, where they went wrong and made the mistake in not doing, is having a limited time frame for you to make that conversion to V3. If you didn't make that conversion by X date, then you would lose those V2 tokens. I think that's what they should have done. Unfortunately, they didn't. The V2 to V3 migration is open-ended. So now we're creating like a sub market. A secondary market is just weird and doesn't allow enough demand to come in to V3. In addition to that, number two, if you did the migration, let's say you had V2 and you actually went through the migration process, guess what? 50% of your tokens were locked up for 30 days. To me, that was another reason, not a good look in my opinion, and that's why I actually sold my V2s right when the migration happened and just went back and bought V3. That way, if I bought outright, I wouldn't be locked into that 30-day period where half my tokens I can't even get access. So those two things, in my opinion, really screwed the early adopters. Now people can come in at these low prices, even though the early adopters did get additional coins from the rebasing. It still isn't adding up, or it's not a benefit at current prices with those additional tokens. So we'll have to see. Again, the current 5-day rebasing period will end on Friday, and we'll have to see how that works. But check out this rebase flow chart really quickly. I think this is an interesting visual of how this whole thing works. So TWAP is basically the trailing price of the token. So I think it goes over 10 days or 12 days. Don't quote me on that, but there's an average price that they're using for the equation to create the next level for rebasing. So if the price is under, as you guys can see, under 95 cents, then you'll start that negative rebasing, which then if we take that arrow all the way down to the bottom here, it says calculate supply delta, updating scaling factor, sync Uniswap pools, and it just kind of goes through that and it reduces the amount of tokens you have. And those tokens then go into the treasury, blah, blah, blah. Actually, in the negative rebasing scenario, the treasury goes out and I think they buy Yam, if I'm not mistaken. But in a positive rebase, they are actually taking those funds and putting them, the YUSD tokens, in a treasury fund. And then we're going to figure out what we want to do. So this is the main thing I want to show you guys and help you understand that. And this hasn't even been done yet, but we can hypothetically, those of us in the community can take our Yam tokens and vote to do a airdrop or some type of redistribution to all token holders with the funds that are in the treasury. So that's the main difference from Ampleforth and Yam, is that this stability mechanism that Yam has is supplemented by one key addition to the existing elastic supply models that we see with Ampleforth. And that addition is that a portion of each supply expansion is used to buy YUSD and add it to the Yam treasury, which is controlled via Yam community governance. So that's the major difference, and where I think there will be a very good incentive to hold these Yam tokens, because at some point we can vote, and because at some point maybe enough of the community will come together and vote to do something with those funds that are in the treasury, something to maybe benefit us. So again, a $10 million market cap is not justifiable. You really need to look into possibly outright buying the Yam tokens. I don't normally recommend that, but in this scenario, I think it's so underappreciated in the markets, you can really make out in a good way. And then lastly, really quickly, I just want to show you guys what I saw out of Trust Nodes. I like Trust Nodes a lot. They are talking about some insiders have been allegedly caught organizing a pump and dump. So some Ethereum influencers have been caught red-handed in what they say is a joke, but to plenty looks like a pump and dump. So according to Defi Dude, who does community stuff for Kyber, said some guy called Sam messaged him saying, "We're getting 50 smart people in a group going to airdrop evenly, vest the tokens, and just do something." So here is the actual conversation on Telegram. He says, basically what they're saying is that because they missed the meme airdrop, they're trying to redeem themselves. So they're looking to create their own token and do this. Here, listen, you guys just need to be careful out here with these DeFi tokens. I think that whole wave of like Yam and Sushi and Pickle's doing very well. They have a neat concept and how they're doing things, but I think that wave is dwindling out. The magical impact of that within the community is not, you're not going to see that same impact, that same explosiveness from these new tokens coming out. So I think some of the ones that have already been established and have a base will continue to grow. You may, see a few here and there that, get lucky on, but I wouldn't put much money into those because I think that wave is over. We'll have to see. But yeah, this is interesting to see this screen capture from Defi Dude trying to pump worthless tokens. He tried to redeem himself. Defi Dude said, "Everything I said was when the group was closed off and not public. What I said was the result of me turning on my moon boy attitude and just having some fun. Was my actual intent to pump a coin, chill it out, then dump on everyone? Obviously not. How is that obvious? Clearly that's what you said. So overall, guys, just be careful out there. I know people missed the meme token. That was crazy. They did an airdrop and those tokens are going for $1,000 now. I think still possibly going for $1,000, $821 right now. So that's insane. I know I missed out on it. Did you guys get on the meme token airdrop? After that blew up, I saw so many new airdrop scams. I'm just going to call it that, scams out there. So stay away from it. If you missed it, you missed it. You didn't get it, you just wasn't lucky. But hey, that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. Shout out to my man Wire Sparks again for the song request. Gucci Mane, first day out the feds. If you found this video informative, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And click that bell to receive more videos like this. I'm out of here. Holla. Yeah.